they all fall under the same thing of doing the due diligence for whether you're allowed to operate. So you'll be aware often there was a company many years ago in New Zealand that was um, fined many thousands of dollars for uh, pretending that they had the same brand name as a very famous store in London. And so that's what happens is that if you breach somebody's brand name, then they can actually sue you. So, and the way that it works generally is that if you have a patent or if you have a trademark, people have done that work already. They've made sure that you're not breaching anybody else's patent or anybody else's trademark. And if you've got that bit of paper, then you're safe and the investors are safe. If you haven't got that bit of paper, somebody may pop up and say, I've been manufacturing this for years, and you're stealing and it can be difficult in today's digital world. There was one roofing company that had the same name as an American company that had gone bankrupt. And when you went on to look at that, so it made this company look like it was part of that consortium. So having somebody put a ruler over or having a certificate that you do have a patent for then it enables you to operate in that territory without fear of being prosecuted by a competitor because you're not breaching their patent. That's very, very important for technology companies to make sure, and pharmaceutical companies, medical device companies, to make sure that you're not actually breaching that person's patent. And when you do things like trademark certifications, they make sure that you can have the same brand name, but not in the same category. So I could have, a product which I'm selling in consumer markets, but if it was being sold in a medical device market, it would breach a patent, a trademark. So you do need to protect yourself by having that documentation in place. And the longer it goes on, the worse. There was a wonderful case. All this documentation is very important. One of the most, and contracts are obviously important. There was the best example of a contract that will cost billions of dollars was when the guy that bought McDonald's had a contract. They stood outside the McDonald's premises and sold the McDonald's franchises, which were probably only about 100 or so around the country at that time, for X million dollars. And the 5% of the profits ongoing, and they shook hands on that. When they signed the document, nobody checked that they'd actually put in the 5%. And so they lost all of that billions of dollars that they would have had if they'd checked the document. So whilst all of these things seem very pedantic, they are the heartbeat of a company. If you don't get all this stuff right in terms of the documentation to make the company that it exists, it's got the right to use that technology, it's got the right branding that it is not going to be compromised by somebody. So if I started a drinks company with Red Bull in it, I'd be shut down straight away. So that's the importance of this. It may seem pedantic, but for me, it's the fundamentals of building a great business and having the right profit margins. Then you've got to start. That's the beginning. Even before you start selling something, you've got to get all that due diligence done.